What's up, guys? So I actually just got a text from a friend of mine. I guess kind of a new friend. He's an athlete of one of my old coaches. And I guess he looked up to me. Whatever, who knows? And he asked me in just a big long paragraph, a ton of stuff. But one of the big questions he asked me was, how do I stay disciplined, or how did I stay disciplined in college? It's pretty simple. If you want to win national titles, if you don't know, I won 3 NAI national titles. I'm really nothing special. I kind of just followed a couple steps that I found to be appropriate, and they got me where I got. But one of the big things that I did to stay disciplined was I would consistently remind myself of my goal. So my goal was to be a national champion. Okay, I achieved that. How did I stay disciplined after I won that? Well, my goal was to be undefeated, and I didn't do that 2 years in a row, and I won nationals both those years. And so I had to consistently remind myself about that. And then my goal was to be the NAI Wrestler of the Year my last year. I ended up achieving it, but it's like, how do I achieve that? So it'd be like, in order to achieve my goals, I had to create habits that I knew, or at least that I believed, were beneficial towards those goals. Meaning I had to stay disciplined. Would eating a piece of cake allow me to become the NAI Wrestler of the Year? Don't think so. Would going out and drinking and partying with my friends, although it's very fun, help me become the NAI Wrestler of the Year? I don't think so. Would staying up till 2 a.m. just BSing and playing video games help me become the NAI Wrestler of the Year? I don't think so. So I consistently had this little it's kind of like I had a person in my head. I had the angel over my shoulder saying, yo, like whenever someone would ask me something bad, hey, yo, don't do that. That's stupid. You want to do this and that. You want to be the NAI Wrestler of the Year. You want to be a 3-time national champion. Don't do that. There's so many times that I just learned how to say, there were so many times I had opportunities and I would just say no to them. Whether it's going to the lake with my friends, or hanging out super late with my friends or my homies, or drinking or just eating crappy food. I learned to say no. I learned to be like, it's too late, or it's wrestling season, I can't do that, or I can't eat that. So honestly, I just learned to say no was one of the big things, because I always reflected on who I used to be. So this takes me back to my second point, is I consistently reminded myself of the past. I consistently reminded myself of the fat little kid, the fat little 14-year-old who was super insecure and had no skills whatsoever. And I was like, I don't want to be him. And this is a little extreme, but I was like, I don't want to be him, so I'm going to do all the things he didn't do. I'm going to work extra hard. I'm going to say no to my vices. I'm going to, avoid the nasty foods, avoid all the comforts. I'm going to do my best. And I was not perfect, guys, but I'm going to do my best to shy away from anything that kind of reminds me of the life that I had when I was him. I still do that today. And another thing is I would remind myself of my past. So if you don't know, I grew up very poor. I love my family, I love my mom, I love everyone, but I grew up poor, living in a trailer park, living in apartments, moving home to home almost every year in a new house. There was just a bunch of stuff that wasn't good about my situation. My life was fine, but just on the financial side, there were some things about my life that weren't amazing. And every time I would think about doing something bad, I would be like, crap, how is this going to affect the Brandon Reed 5 years from now? The guy who's gonna have to go get a job and get a house and maybe have a family soon. How's what I do today gonna affect him? Okay, so if I go out, eat a bunch of crappy food, lose the national tournament, don't really have a job now because I don't want to be a counselor, and that's what I got my degree in. So I'm not trying to, if I'm not consistently trying to be masterful in the thing that I love and the thing that I want to monetize in the future, or at least at the time that's what I thought, then I'm basically ruining my future. So I wanted to monetize my wrestling right now. I'm a wrestling coach. Kind of figured it would happen. With the Japan stuff too. Both, at least at some point, I would do both the Japan stuff and the wrestling stuff. So I studied Japanese a lot and I studied wrestling a lot. I made sure that I was putting myself in a position to have a career after college. So when I would think about this, I would reflect, hey, yo, I don't want to be that poor fat kid who was also kind of a loser. It's like I had almost PTSD, and every single time something bad would come up, or like some bad opportunities would come up, it'd be like, yo, I'm not trying to be that kid again. I'm not trying to have my kids be that kid in the future. So instead of falling down that road, I decided, okay, I'm gonna stay on the line of discipline. I'm gonna do stuff that's, great. I'm gonna try to be great. On top of trying to be great, I did a lot of different things that people don't know about. I actually had this little poster that I would hang up on my door, and I would knock the door every time I see it, and the poster said 2021 national champ, for example. And so every single day when I woke up, that would remind me of it. Other than that, I didn't really do anything else. I just consistently reminded myself that there's a reason I'm being disciplined, and there's a reason I should continue to be disciplined. If you have any more questions, just go ahead and ask. You can win anything you want to win. You can be whoever you want to be. You just have to be disciplined and do the right things every single day. If you do that, you are going to achieve your goals, and maybe you won't. Who knows? Life happens. Good luck, man. Be disciplined. You won't regret saying no to bad things.